Here is question number 2. Question number 2 is trace the rise and growth of socio-religious reform movement. Socio-religious reform movement with special reference to यंग बंगाल एंड ब्रह्म समाज. इनके रेफरेंस में हमें बात करनी है. तो फर्स्ट हम क्या कर सकते हैं. फर्स्टली वी कैन राइट हियर दैट because this question is the socio-religious reform movement तो earlier भी थे, but according to this question it's more or less talking about 19th century socio-religious reform movement. So here एक 20-30 वर्ड्स का इंट्रोडक्शन दे सकते हैं that 19th century जो सोशियो-रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट थे उनका मोर और लेस जो फोकस था फर्स्टली ऑन टू फोकस ऑन growth of Indian nationalism. Growth of Indian nationalism. That is the idea of nationalism. And secondly, they were the, but you do not write here secondly, connect with para, with and other focuses on the more that is of more of reform type, reform movement. So this type of reform movement of 19th century of socio-religious reform movement exists because of prevailing condition at that time. Now after that you can write down they were of different type, different type नहीं, they were of different nature, like they were focuses on reformism and और वर्सेस कर सकते हैं रिफॉर्मिज्म वर्सेस रिवाइवलिज्म. रिफॉर्मिज्म वर्सेस रिवाइवलिज्म थ्रू डिफरेंट टाइप. जैसे कि फर्स्ट आपका हो सकता है रिफॉर्म थ्रू रिफॉर्म फ्रॉम विद इन, ये एक पॉइंट हो सकता है. सेकेंड रिफॉर्म थ्रू लेजिस्लेशन and reform through symbol of change. Reform through symbol of change and reform through social work. Reform through social work. These are the different methods of the reform over the period of time. After talking that, come to the question that it focuses on with special reference to young Bengal movement and Brahmo Samaj. So after that come direct that on young Bengal movement. Young Bengal movement, firstly it was started by Henry Vivian Derojoy in 1809 to 1831. He was teacher at Hindu College and he was the teacher of history and English literature. His teachings were mainly focuses on Firstly, you can talk about rational thinking. It's the main emphasis of Henry was on rational thinking, scientific temperament, scientific temperament, and he was highly attracted towards Western ideas. Western ideas, and he rejected the prevailing social conditions as well as social and social religious conditions at that time. In this regard, he wrote many poems, writings, and teaches to their students. Even he urged their students to live and die for truth, to live and die for truth. And you can also mention that one newspaper is also associated. He was also associated with this newspaper, that Indian Gazette. He was also associated with this and wrote many articles. After talking that, come to the second one. Second one that was on Brahmo Samaj. Come to Brahmo Samaj. The main pioneer of Brahmo Samaj is Raja Ram Mohan Rai, where he focused on Western education influence. He opposes monotheism. You know very well, मोनोथिज्म को इसने अपोज किया था. एंटी आइडोलेट्री को जो इस्लाम में थी उनको अपोज किया था. इस्लाम में सूफीज़म में थी, इनको इसने अपोज किया था. मोनोथिज्म प्रैक्टिस के लिए उसने 1815 में 1815 से 19 में उसने ब्रह्मो ये मोनोथिज्म डॉक्टर को टीच करने के लिए उसने इसमें आत्मीय सभा का गठन किया था. आत्मीय सभा. In this same way, his ideas on reformism, and also he wanted that Hindu society should get rid of uh, irrational practices, or evils that exist at that time. In this way, you can mention the how he abolished the practice of sati. And through this movement only, विलियम बेंटिक लॉर्ड विलियम बेंटिक ने रेगुलेशन लाया था एंड सती को 1829 में सती को इलीगल डिक्लेयर कर दिया था. इलीगल एज वेल एज पनिशेबल एंड क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस डिक्लेयर कर दिया था. सो इन दिस वे इफ यू हैव मोर कंटेंट यू कैन राइट डाउन. एंड फाइनली एक दो लाइन यू कैन लिख सकते हो दैट सोशलिस्ट रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट जो था उनसे व्हाट दैट थ्रू दिस देयर आर मैनी social evils were abolished, and they promote the many things, they educated many things, and the major contribution is that The untouchability, how voice against untouchability was the major contribution. Voice against these are some of the contributions, and after that, through this, it evolved over a period of time and made as India and contributed in Indian legislation. Ultimately, you can write down these things. You can add some of the things here because this question is of 150 words. You have to be more specific because if you will cross 150 words, you can be negatively rewarded. There is also a negative reward in men's. So do not cross 150 limit. Please note down 150 word limit to cross nahi karna hai in any situation. So thank you. That is question number 2. I will discuss question number 3 in next video. Thanks.